Hello, and welcome to the Platform Analytics and Insights orientation. My name is Johnny Jasinski. I'm the product manager for the team, and we'll be walking us through this orientation deck. So today I'll provide a quick team overview, outline who is on the team currently, talk through our mission, walk through the services and the support that we offer teams and customers, and then talk a little bit about the best way to get in contact with us, available resources, and proceed from there. So meet the team. My name is Johnny. I'm the product manager on the team. We have on the team also is Philip Dorsey, who is our team's technical lead and data engineer. We have two data analysts on the team, Basil and Christine. They spend most of their time in our BI tool, Domo. And then we have Jamie Stutt, who's our Google Analytics specialist, and SME. So our team's mission is to empower veteran-facing services teams to make more data-informed decisions for better veteran outcomes. So VFS teams is what we call the teams that we support. We ultimately want to help them be able to collect, interpret, use the data around their products to make their products better, more seamless, ultimately just an improved experience for the veterans that use them. So we sort of sit behind the scenes from the veterans, but we support a lot of the teams that are working on these great products on VA.gov. So our services and customer support. So our team provides access to a few different tools. The two primary ones that are going to be important are Google Analytics and Domo. Domo is our BI tool. It houses a lot of our reports and visualizations of our data. We do own BigQuery, our data warehouse, but most teams will not need access to that. That is generally just needed from our side, but we do make exceptions if the need is there. Our team helps build custom dashboards in Domo to support teams, also standard dashboards. And then we also implement GA tagging and interaction tracking on the website to make sure teams can track the interactions that they want. Additionally, we offer weekly office hours, which I'll get into in a later slide, to support teams really throughout the process. So our data sources and tools, we use a business intelligence tool called Domo that I mentioned earlier to aggregate the metrics that we pull into our BigQuery data warehouse that are then that are important to the VA. We have a few different data sources. Most of our data that our team owns is generally Google Analytics, or Google GA4 is what we refer to this as. We push data from a number of our different sources into BigQuery, and then we ultimately push that into Domo, where it can be visualized and it can be reported on. This is just a screenshot here in the bottom right of one of our Domo reports, though it is worth noting that Google Analytics does have some reporting and capabilities within the tool. So while that's also an option, we do encourage teams to use Domo as their primary source for reporting. As mentioned in our Domo instance, we have a number of standardized reports that we will help teams set up depending on the product. So we have three big ones: forms KPIs, search KPIs, and then content KPIs. Forms KPIs are for teams that are building some sort of product that involves a form. So this report here involves outlines things that such as how the form is performing. We're able to collect and visualize information on how many submissions there are, how many failures there have been. We can also look at completion rate by step, exit rate. I can just see a lot of information about the form that is generally standard across a lot of the forms we see. We also have a search KPIs report, and this is going to be helpful for teams that own a search product. So in this report, we can see things like search refinement rates, what users are clicking on, how many times they're refining a search, really designed to be all things search related. And then content KPIs is designed for more static pages and products. So think of something like a landing page where we can see what users are clicking on the page, what they're interacting with, how far down they've scrolled in some cases. So it is worth noting that a product will not end up in one of these KPI or standard KPI reports by default. There's a process and a form for submitting information about your product to us, and then we will work to get this added to one of these reports if needed. Not everything is going to fit into that category of a standard KPI report. For instance, something like a chatbot might, it's not a form, it's not a search component, but does still needs to be, benefit from being reported on. So in those cases, we would work with teams to build what's called an edge case dashboard, where we would meet with the team, figure out what is being tracked, what needs to be reported on, and help build something custom. So this would be a separate form from the standardized dashboard. So we have this helpful flowchart that will outline what is needed to get your form on one of those standardized dashboards, or if you do need something custom, again, there's a separate request for that. If there's any questions on how to get your product on a DOMA report, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Slack. We are monitor very closely this VFS analytics channel, which I'll get into a bit later to help answer any questions. Google Tag Manager, or GTM. So GTM is a tag management system that we use to control what information is tracked on VA.gov and then ultimately sent to Google Analytics for reporting. This is implemented through a JavaScript snippet on all pages on VA.gov. And then teams would, if they want something new tracked, if they have questions on what tracking is already currently in place. We have a process where teams would submit a form, an analytics implementation ticket specifically, and then that would get into our workflow, and then we would work with different teams, most likely the front-end engineers, to create a set of what we call data layer event requirements to implement some of this tracking and then ultimately test it. This is where teams would work most closely with our GA specialists in our process. Communication resources. So a lot of what I've talked through already is available on platform website. So we have our own section on the site called Analytics and Insights. This has a lot of key information such as FAQs, data dictionaries on how to interpret our reports, just different information about the data that we collect that's highly useful. So definitely recommend folks check it out. If there's anything missing, you're always welcome to let us know so we can add it to the website. Slack is going to be the best and preferred method for getting in touch with us. There's two channels we generally see from different teams. One is just VFS platform support. We have our own analytics option in there, though this is generally reserved for users that are looking to get access to either Domo or Google Analytics. We prefer that most other questions or comments go to the VFS-Analytics Slack channel. This is going to be something that is monitored by our team daily. We actually have a lot of really helpful resources on our Slack Canvas space, and as well as links to our templates. So highly recommend checking it out, and then would prefer teams, users to submit their questions directly in that channel, and then we will get an answer as soon as we can. And then office hours. Office hours are a big part of how we work. We offer them twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Teams can just drop in to listen to what other teams are doing. We can also help answer questions on where to find certain data, what information is tracked, what should be tracked, and really we've seen it all. So highly recommend teams to stop in and drop in for an office hour session. And that is pretty much it today. So thank you for listening, and we hope to see you soon.